Hey, Wendy, I have an idea for the blog post.
Okay.
How about if you demonstrate using how to use the rods?
Oh, no.
Yeah, do it. Come on. Do you have your rods handy?
They're right there.
Okay, great.
Just one sec. You're not filming right now, are you?
Uh-huh.
Hi, Michelle. It's Wendy. I have a crazy question. I want to know how much it costs to call Iceland. I've got a customer using Effortless Success who is very challenging in email. I can't understand a lot of what she's saying. I've spoken to her once. She's pretty literate when you're speaking to her, so I'd much rather coach her over the phone. But she doesn't want to call us because of the expense, so I'm just curious what the charge would be for us. I'd really like to pursue it that way if I can, but I wanted some info from you on the cost first. Thank you very much. Bye. You are bad! You know, that would be
That's a good idea.
one thing that comes up all the time. Okay, can I just, I don't know how this will work.
Let's just do it live.
Oh, is it going to be messy?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Okay, one of the questions I get a lot is people where their rods aren't working for them and they feel that they're just either still or it's so minimal they're not sure whether to trust it. So I think what happens, and I'm this way too, I'm very cognitive and I come from my head. One of the things Marie said in the retreat that makes a lot of sense to me is you need to put your magical hat on. And one of the things she describes is the ballerina. So you go up here. This is where your energy is meeting universal energy. You're meeting the quantum field. So this is where you're accessing that inner knowing, which is sort of the external energy channeling through you to your rods. So when people tell me their rods aren't working, I often tell them to make sure they've got their magical hat on, because if they're not in that space, they're coming from their head, and the rods are not responding because they're not tapping in. They're not a clear channel for that energy to come through them and to the rods. So it's really, really important that you do that. The other thing that Marie mentioned is the rods might have a residual energy from the last time you used them. You can use lavender oil. You can put them in the sun. You can use sea salt. But also what I noticed her doing is she flicks them off, almost like you're flicking that energy off. So the magical hat's on. You're a clear channel. Your energy's clear and pure. And then you pick up your rods and you're going to work with them. The magical hat is just a great way to tune into universal energy, and I will sometimes do that. You know, if I'm finding like meditations or sort of I'm in a dry phase, I really make sure that I'm clear, that I'm connected like that. The other thing that I've noticed is really helpful for people when they start using their rods is to ask the question and then step into it, because the movement of your body sort of gets the energy of the rods moving itself. So as if you ask a question, you know, is this Pete standing in front of me, embarrassing me? Yes, hit me on the shoulder. Is this Jennifer standing in front of me? No. So as you step into it, it's like the momentum of that movement makes them a little more active. Now, generally now, I can get an answer just standing, but that was one of the tools that helps a lot of people. The other thing that some people do well with, if you can, if you're finding the two rods are challenging, is you can use a single rod. So you might say, show me a yes. So for me, that's clockwise. Show me a no. For me, that's counterclockwise. So you can actually use the single rod, you know, which is sometimes a little more volatile for some reason. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. And then, you know, later on start working with the pair of rods.
Perfect. So since I promised that we would do a demonstration on it, let's do another video next week for a blog post next week on actually how you use the rods. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay.
You really put me on the spot. Is this... Oh, goodness.
You okay with this?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, sweet.
I'm a little
Okay.
embarrassed, but...
Oh, you got nothing to be embarrassed about. These are all friends.